All right, it's Thursday, July 2nd, 2020. I haven't been going out to do street stand up recently, partly because of the virus kind of going up again. I'm laying low a little more because of that, and I was looking back at some of those pictures. That was the dumbest thing. I should have put my fucking my bandana over my head I don't know, but we're here now. Got to move forward. All right. Yeah. So I haven't been out there partly because of that, but mostly because I've just been drained from the crazy people out there. Like, and people, like I keep telling people, like I'm just trying to be a comedian. Like, I just want to be a comedian. And right now, I think being a comedian requires a little bit of activism, specifically in the situation of what I'm doing. But I just want to be a comic. And when I was going out there before all of this stuff, I when I was going out there before all of this stuff, it was more fun. It was way more fun. And now it's put me in a weird. We talked about it. It put me in a weird headspace because now it's like I want to become successful at this because I am a good comedian, not because people's emotions are running high right now. Like, I think if you go back earlier and when I started doing this, my whole thing was like, I'm gonna hook people emotionally. Like, my whole idea was like, all right, well, if I hook people emotionally, then then they're gonna be more interested in what I'm doing. And I think my assumption about that was right. If I'm hooking people emotionally and that's my intention, I obviously try to be funny, but I suck at that, so I'm working on that. But I can hook people emotionally. It's weird. I'm doing comedy in a really weird way, I think. I think this is a very strange way of going about it. But the whole thing was hooking people emotionally, and now the world is its emotions are super heightened. And so I think I'm coming off more holier than now than I want to. And because we're talking about such fucking depressing stuff, like it's making me miserable. So I want to fix that. So I was trying to figure out what to do, and I know I've been gushing about Nostalgia Critic and just watching the Boondocks, and I haven't watched the Boondocks in forever, and it is disturbingly poignant for today's climate. Like, disturbed. I watched an episode on R. Kelly. I don't. You guys remember R. Kelly? Remember that episode when they were in the where they're in like the court system and they were all having a dance party to R. Kelly's music and he was wearing the mask. Fuck, man, it's weird. It's like ugh, it's like things have changed but nothing's changed. It's a very strange feeling. Either way, so with the Boondocks, it was a great satire and I really loved it. And I just want to and I loved Uncle Ruckus. I loved Uncle Ruckus. I forgot. I think he's one of the greatest characters put to screen of all time. Hands down, one of the greatest characters put to screen. Especially when it comes to satire, because he is the perfect amalgamation of how to get away with a joke. I was talking about the speaking reckless quote and whatever. And the guys I seem to be looking up to the most are fairly irreverent people. So Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neill, others I'm sure, Cat Williams. Like, these are all very irreverent guys. So their whole thing, I think, what makes them so good is that they're able to ride this very dangerous line, this little tightrope that allows them to say, frankly, crazy shit and get away with it, and not only get away with it but succeed and earn respect for it. I think that people have, even if you're part of the PC police, as they put it, even if you're part of that group, I think deep down you do have a respect for someone who is good at what they do. And it takes a level of, admittedly, it takes a level of skill to ride that line in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like, to make a joke work, you have to get a lot of people on the exact same page. I think we all know how fucking difficult that is. So I think it's an amazing feat. So anyway, so I was watching Boondocks, and I think Uncle Ruckus is probably one of the greatest satirical characters I've ever seen put to screen. It is, ah, it's delicious. It's, Boondocks is scrumptious. It tastes like that chocolate from See's Candy. You remember See's Candy? Your grandma would have boxes of See's Candy in her car, and then the chocolate would melt, but you didn't care because you were a kid and you were just hungry for sugar. That was the only thing that made you feel better. All right. No, but I was watching the Boondocks, and it's such a good character because he he says all of the things that I'm sure mean people say. I'm working on my anger. Mean people. I am calm. Everything's okay. I had a day to myself. So I went to the spa, but instead of getting those cucumber eye socket things, what are those? What are those? Why do they do that actually?
For puffiness.
What is it? Is it like the juices?
It just takes the puffiness away, and they're cold, so they feel good.
I want to go to a spa when all this is over, if the spas even exist anymore. Anyway, there is no over. That's the weird thing. There is no over. There is just moving forward now. I sound like I'm in a zombie apocalypse. Should I go get my shotgun and rack it for everybody? I'm not going. No, that's so obnoxious. That would establish that they should not have sold me the gun if I was like, hey guys, I sound like a badass, don't I? And I blow a hole through the ceiling. No, don't worry. I'm not. I'm a responsible gun owner. Jesus Christ. It does sound scary. It sounds badass. Speaking of which, I'm hearing fireworks again or gunshots. I don't know. What were we talking about? Is everyone's neighborhood like this, or am I crazy? Okay, everyone's neighborhood's like this. Is your neighborhood like this? Okay, cool. So, anyway, so I've been talking about all this negative shit, and I've been tired and been exhausted myself, and I haven't been writing. I've been going out there, and I can riff on my shit pretty well. I'm getting there a little bit. I mean, I guess a lot because I'm out there for hours at a time just talking with people. I'm out there hours at a time just talking. That is a really crazy decision. Now that I think about it, removed from doing it for a little bit, that is really crazy. That was really fucking weird. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out like what can I do with my style that allows me to have a little more fun with it. I don't want to get too dark and dour out there. I just want to be a fucking comic. That's it. I'm not trying to be Martin Luther King. Anything. I just want to be a fucking comic. So I was thinking about Nostalgia Critic and like what I like about listening to his editorial so much and what makes it so relaxing is he's so clearly passionate about what he's talking about. And when he's not doing his Daffy Duck nostalgia, like when he's just being Doug Walker, being passionate about something, and he has a little script together. I'm talking about him like he's a kindergartner. He has a little script. He gets his little finger paints, and then he draws out his movie characters. No, he seems like a nice guy, but when he does that, there's this passion, and it's very pure. Like even if he talks about a movie that I disagree with or I don't understand what he's saying or I just on some sort of fundamental level I disagree with it, I'm still like, well, he clearly is passionate about what he's saying. There's this whole bit I'm working on that I need to start writing out about the Black Renaissance of film. And it's really long. I'm proud that I got it stitched together. I have the nuts and bolts down of it. I have the beats, but I don't have the jokes. Like I just know what I'm going to talk about. It's interesting. Having so much time out there allows me to really play with it and stretch it out and do different stuff with comedy. But I was just thinking about Nostalgia Critic and what I like about that. And when I was talking about the Boondocks, I realized like, oh, this sounds kind of like, this is like Black Nostalgia Critic, but stand-up comedy. Like it was me just breaking down needlessly, over breaking down the joke like I do in this whole fucking podcast. But it was good. Interesting. And so I'm right. I'm trying to. I think I'm gonna watch more Boondocks because it makes me feel better and less well, not less concerned about the world, more validated about the world. I'll put it that way. Um, and so yeah, I think I'm gonna try to channel that a little more. I am the stone. Hey, the stone that the builder refused. Hold up a second. Woo! Oh, oh shit, cuz! Oh shit, cuz! The Boondocks! Oh shit, cuz! Alright, this got obnoxious. Hello. See, you didn't know me when I was in middle school. I wore I wore big white t-shirts that went down to like my knees, and I remember I sagged a lot. Um, I remember I went through a phase. I went through a phase where we all got Shaka t-shirts and pro clubs from the swap meet in Moreno Valley. We got Shaka t-shirts, pro clubs from the swap meet in Moreno Valley, and this was when like big rapper spinner chains were in. So I had a fake ass plastic spinner. Like I think it was like a cross. I think I had like a spinner cross, like I was in an and one music video. I had a spinner cross, like a fitted cap. I think I went through a short phase of that because everyone was like, "Aaron, you need to dress cooler." And we used to one of the styles. I'm not gonna say his name. Well, he's a little light skinned, pretty boy. If you went to my if you went to my middle school and you ever hear this, you'll know who I'm talking about. Light skinned, pretty boy, from like 2000. Was it 2003? I was in middle school. Ooh, don't you feel old? Everyone listening as well. All 20, still about 20. We'll get there. If you don't share, guys, we won't get there. I'm bringing you along with me on this weird little ride. No, but oh man, I remember we had these big ass we had the Looney Tunes characters with the rhinestones in them, and they were dressed like us. It was very meta. It was Bugs Bunny in like a backwards cap, and he's got a basketball because he's cool. And we just left the 90s, and the 90s were extreme. We were still getting the spurts of the 90s out. Anyway, remember Escalades? And fucking Escalades and what was it? When you hydraulics. I remember when hydraulics were like shit. Now I'm just like I just need my car to fucking take me. I remember TVs in the head seat and the headrest in the back, and nobody would be in the back, but the TVs were still on because you didn't want to waste your money for buying TVs for no fucking reason. The early 2000s was so stupid and decadent. Now that I think back on it, ugh. Anyway, I sound like a fucking broken hippie. I sound like a broken hippie. Like a hippie where all the flower power shit is gone and now it's just the dreadlocks and the smell of hash oil and sticky fingers. That's all that's left. All the cute part, all the cutesy rainbows and shit are gone. All the mandolins and the singing and drum circles. That's all gone. That's so sad. Okay, we're gonna get positive again, right? We're gonna get positive again. I got 14 minutes in and then I got negative, so we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna watch more Boondocks. If you know one person that would dig this, please share it with them and help me achieve my dreams. I can't do a day job. I told you what happened. No, nothing. Well, nothing happened, but like, I can't do a day job. I'll tell you about it after. All right. Well, if you want to know about the day job thing, email thebuddysystemco@gmail.com. You won't do it because you know that I'm probably just going to talk about it eventually anyway. But if you're curious about it, email thebuddysystem@gmail.com. Fuck, I can't even remember. the Buddy System Co. The Buddy System Co. The Buddy System Co. at gmail.com. And if you know one person that you think would like this, share it with them, please. Thank you. Until next time.